Hi, this is Joe McNally for Adorama TV, and I'm in a dry lake bed near Las Vegas. I'm going to talk to you really quickly about supports.
Adorama TV presents Photo on the Go with Joe McNally, where you'll go behind the scenes to see how great photos are made.
Hi, this is Joe McNally for Adorama TV. A reason I go to Adorama? It's a real store with real people, and I've got friends and associates there who have guided me through all my camera purchases for years. Hi, this is Joe McNally for Adorama TV. I'm on location on a dry lake bed near Las Vegas. And if you notice behind me, the dry lake's not dry, given my history of rain following me everywhere. True to form, okay? It's supposed to be arid and cracked earth. It's actually a lake. But location work. You do what you do, you improvise. So I'm just going to talk to you really briefly today about supports, lighting supports on location. You bring lights on location, you got to put them on something. So I'm just going to talk to you really simply, really directly about the difference between a regular stand and why I go to the trouble of bringing a big heavy stand like a C-stand, even though I'm using a small light. So I oftentimes bypass the very handy option of the regular stand, and I go to the time and trouble and, legwork of bringing heavier stands. C-stand, Century stand, okay? I have been told that it got the name Century stand from back in the old movie days when they came in heights of 100 inches. Cool. Now they come in all different heights and, sizes, etc. I use a standard straight up Avenger C-stand, okay? It comes in three parts. It's got a turtle base, it's got a center riser, and it's got an extension arm, okay, with a grip knuckle. Now this, if you take this off, this is actually a C-stand, right? The riser, the turtle base. Put this on it, it's a C-stand complete, in location language anyway. So, why do I do this? Take the time and effort to do big stand, small light. Basically this, the flexibility the extension arm gives you. I can fly this light overhead of me, okay? I can stay compositionally clean in here. I can maneuver it and fine tune it and get that small flash exactly where I want it. It's the small things on location that either will kill you or help you. Another small thing that we add on, if you will, to the C-stand is this right here. It's called a nail pin. It gives us another point of control at the end of the grip knuckle. If I didn't have this nail pin, I'd have to stick the C-stand down in here. This is the end of things that gives me fine-tuning, articulation, etc. So we get this extra little bit, it's called a nail pin. It's 4 or 5 inches long, slides into the grip knuckle, and I'm able to be flexible and precise with the light. The other thing is, just as quick location tips for C-stand use, anytime you have a light on the extension arm, this is where the weight is. You always put it towards the side of the grip knuckle where it tightens down. So in other words, it goes in the direction where this, tightens and holds the light, because now if I push on it, it'll just continue to tighten down on itself. If I go the other way, it'll loosen on itself, accelerate, and possibly strike your subject in the head, which would be a bad day in the field. So always use this lead leg to support the direction of the weight, where the weight is going. Don't put it in between the legs, because then it has no support and it could get tippy and just go over on you. So again, quick tips. Reason I drag these bigger stands for these smaller lights. So on location, big stand, small light. Kind of crazy, but it works. Once again, this is Joe McNally for Adorama TV.
For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. Place your order by 8 p.m. and it ships the same day. Plus, next time you're in New York City, be sure to visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.
A lot of people ask me how I got started in this business. I actually started as a grip. I didn't move up through the camera department. I moved up to a dolly grip, to a key grip, to a gaffer, and then eventually a director of photography. And I learned very quickly the most powerful tool in your lighting arsenal is the C-stand, powered by Matthews Studio Equipment. My son Miles here will show you how easy it is to open the thing. It flings open very nicely, and look how he handed it to me. Absolutely perfect. This is how you hand off a C-stand. You do not want to grab it in there, because if I grab it from you, I'm gonna do that, and that's gonna smart. Not so good. All right. Now, the first thing is to stay organized on the set, and that starts with how you set up your C-stands and how you stack them. Thanks, Miles. You always want to take the C-stand and put it to the right side. It slides over very nicely there. Hold on, buddy. A little anxious. You don't want to ever set it like this. That doesn't really work so well. But if you set it like this, Miles is able to take that baby away. Balls of energy. All right, now let me have one of those babies. Ooh, that was dodgy right there. Watch yourself. Okay, we're gonna go into the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey scenario. I think you've probably heard that before. So, the way you wanna set your C-stand up is all on the right side. So the grip heads are lined up on the right side. So when you loosen them and you tighten them, as the weight of the flag comes down, it's going to tighten as it falls. If it's on the left side, it's going to loosen as it falls, and it's going to fall and knock somebody out, which is not a good thing. So, and the amazing thing about these grip heads is their design. It's not a circular hole, it's actually kind of like a diamond shape. So when you put the flag in there, as well as the arm, it really bites on it and makes it work very, very effectively. Look at this scenario over here. We have a 2x6 blade that I've set up to take the backlight out of our camera lens. And we have this fully extended, armed out 40 inches, and it's supporting the whole weight of this 2x6 blade. And that's done because of this impressive grip head design. Now, let's talk about how we set a C-stand over the large leg. Let's bring in the 2x6 blade, Miles, thank you. Whoa, like some acrobatic flag master. Okay, so I'm gonna set this like this. I'm going to put the 2x6 blade in my C-stand. Okay, and I'm going to put it over the wrong leg to prove a point. So I'm going to set this so I'm not over the tall leg, I'm over the small leg. And what happens? The C-stand falls. Not good, all right? But if we take that same flag with the same amount of weight and put it over the large leg, it is perfectly balanced. Miles comes in with the nice sandbag. Perfect. Nice job, buddy. All right, now let's break into how we raise a C-stand up. We're gonna switch out the 2x6 blade, and we're gonna go in with the 2x3. They've made these very nice and light, and I also like this specific design on these 2x3s now. Okay. Now let's say I was setting a topper on a light. So I have it all set up, all ready to go. The one thing you don't want to do is start at the bottom riser when you are adjusting a topper, because the odds are I'm going to ask you to go higher with that topper, and you're going to be in a compromised situation. So if you go up on the large riser and you've maxed that riser out, and I say, okay, just a little bit higher, you're now working way above your head, which is not a good place to be. All the weight, this is a very unsafe position for your C-stand and for yourself. So what you want to do is come down right here. You want to go up with it. Nice. Just a little bit higher. Ooh. Sweet. I'm not over my head. I'm all not all jacked up here. I'm doing it very organized and very simple. Now, the other thing a C-stand does is it can be a diffusion frame. Thank you, Miles. And with this, we are going to set it all up where we slide this on there. And you take the roll. We're using Roscoe half-white diffusion. And I like doing this way because you can save on gel, right? You're not cutting it and putting it in a 4x4 frame. You can quickly bring the thing in, and it's the effect that I like because it creates what I call a waterfall of diffusion. Roll it out, set your grip clip, strike the light, and now we raise up our diffusion, and now it's a very creamy source that comes in and wraps under and lowers the contrast of your light and shadow under the chin. This works very quickly. You can change out diffusions. If a half-white diffusion is too thick, you can easily go to half soft frost. If it's too thin, you can go to tough Rolex. Whatever it is, it makes it very simple and easy and very environmentally green because we're reusing this roll of gel over and over and over again. All right. We'll clean this up. Boy, I got really aggressive with that waterfall. Thank you, Miles. The final thing we're going to discuss is how the C-stand becomes a light stand. You take your grip head and arm off, and now Miles comes in with the light. Thank you, Miles. Here you go. And this concludes our C-stand video.
Hi everyone, welcome to Dragon Image. Today I'm here to show you the semi-permanent background support system from Dragon Image. This background support system holds 3 backgrounds and doesn't require drilling, screwing or any of those installation to actually be installed into a venue. So let's take a closer look at everything that makes up this kit. Okay, so here we have our auto pole. So what the auto pole does is it pushes between the floor and the ceiling, and that pressure prevents it from being able to come down. So if you, at the moment we've got a concrete ceiling, but if you're in an office block and you have like a floating ceiling, what you can normally do is you can just slide one of the tiles over, and then usually above that floating ceiling is a concrete ceiling. So that just allows you to put these up. So all we do is put this in roughly the right place. If you're off by a little bit, it's not that big of an issue because the actual expands that I'll be showing you later will allow for some variation in that. So all you need to do is push down on that and then lock that off. At this point here, you can get like a spirit level and check it, but you know, normally you can just do it kind of by eye. So here we have the triple hooks. The triple hooks are what will be holding the backgrounds. These particular hooks can be either ceiling mounted or wall mounted, which means that you don't actually need the actual auto poles when you're putting them into a permanent kind of position. But in this case, because we're trying to keep it portable, we're going to use a pair of super clamps and mount them to the poles themselves. Okay, so here we have the super clamps, and the super clamps have two kind of screw points on there, and you see there's two holes on the top of the triple hook. So all you need to do is find the appropriate screws, and you can always get them from us, and all you do is put them through, and with a Phillips head screwdriver you can tighten those up. And mount them to the auto poles. Okay, so here we have the super clamp screwed on to the actual triple hooks, and what I normally like to do, I like to leave about 10 centimeters above that just to give the backgrounds a little bit of space, or depending on how high your ceiling is. And all you do is tighten that on, and once you can tighten that on, you can kind of see that that's nice and secure. If you start putting backgrounds on there, what you'll notice is this actually starts to bend. So what we've got is we've got this little spacer which actually slides onto the bottom of that, and so when the backgrounds go on, that cups the auto pole, meaning you haven't got any of that bend. Now let's get the other one on and start putting the backgrounds on. Okay, so here we have our background. Today we're using a Stinger green background, but there are other fabric backgrounds you can use. You can put X-bands directly into cardboard cores, but what we find with humidity and so forth, if you've got a background up for a long time that's not being used, it might start to bow in the middle, and then you end up with a crease going straight down the center. So what we've done is we're using aluminium tubes today, and that will stop that from happening. Okay, one of the things that you'll have to do with aluminium tube is the aluminium tube is slightly smaller than the actual cardboard core, in which case if you don't do anything, the cardboard core will slip. So what I normally do is I just get some tape. Now I have to find the beginning of the tape. There we go. Just like this. What I do is I put that on there and actually thicken up the tube a little bit, and that will just grip the inside of the cardboard, meaning it won't slip. So now I just feed that in. So now if I turn it, it's holding on to the inside of the cardboard. Okay, so the next thing you have are X-bands. So the X-bands are the parts that go into the sides that then slip into the actual triple hook. X-bands do what they say. As you turn this knob here, these two pull together and this part expands, holding on to the inside of the aluminium tube. There are two parts. There's one side that has the actual gear, which the chain goes onto, and on the other side, it's basically just the guide, and this little controller is used to adjust the tension so the roll doesn't roll down by itself. So let's hit this up and put it up. Okay, so here we have the X-band. Imagine this is up there. You can either put this on before or after you mount them. I like to put the chains on at the end. So all you need to do is roll that around via the gear, and then on the other end there's a little nook, and they just click together. The chains themselves come in a variety of different colors, but unfortunately they're kind of random. You don't really get to pick them. And they come with supplied weight, which keeps them nice and taut as you roll. If you do end up in a situation where you've got knots and stuff like this, this particular one isn't that hard to undo, but you can actually pull them apart at any link, making it easier to untangle. These chains are also available in metal, like these ones here. If you do want metal ones, you just got to remember that they don't come apart like the plastic ones, so they are a lot more difficult to kind of untangle. And the other thing is you'd have to physically remove this entire thing, slip that out, feed it onto the gear, and then go from there. Okay, so we've got our backgrounds up, we've got one fabric and two papers. With the paper, one thing to remember is they're consumable. So as they get dirty, for instance, we've got the grey up here that's been used for a while, so sort of roll that down, and you might see that it's a bit tattered or something like that. All you do is cut some off and roll it back down. So got to remember that these are 11 meters long, and it's usually only the first kind of meter and a half that kind of gets dirty. So once that does happen, don't be afraid to cut it, and obviously when you get to the end of the roll, just order a new one. That way you're always working with a nice fresh roll of paper, and you don't have to worry about post-production in regards to getting rid of any scuff marks or stuff that you just ignored at the time. Thanks.
Hello, this short video will introduce you to a 4.5-inch grip head with 1 1/8-inch stud-in receiver. The 4.5-inch grip head is a heavy-duty grip head with a junior pin for mounting and a junior receiver for lighting fixtures and accessories. This is what's known as a lollipop in the grip world, probably due to the large 4.5-inch round plates that make up the grip head. Anybody want a lick? The 4.5-inch grip head is most often used to convert a light stand with a standard combo head, such as our triple function universal head on our Master Cine stand, into an overhead stand which always comes with a lollipop head. The junior mounting pin allows this head to be mounted into any junior receiver, such as a turtle base from a C-stand. These large grip heads are commonly used to support overhead frames due to their increased strength. The junior receiver gives you the option of mounting any junior 1 1/8 accessory. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching. When it comes to your vision and your grip equipment, at Kupo, we like to say, never let go. Hello and welcome to Kupo Grip. This short video will introduce you to our lightweight Photo Baby boom. A boom is an essential tool for positioning a light fixture either directly above the photographer, videographer, or cinematographer to create a beautiful flat light, or positioned above the subject acting as a hair light, etc. Our boom consists of a telescoping section that allows you to change its length, a mounting ear that is designed to be clamped into a 2.5-inch grip head, a sleeve mounted to that ear that allows you to change the balance point, and a hook to hold your sandbag that will be used as a counterweight. Now I'll show you how to properly rig a boom. Make sure that one leg is in line with the boom. Place a sandbag on the leg of your stand to add stability to your rig. First, we will mount a 2.5-inch grip head on top of our junior roller stand. Next, we will slide the ear between a rear disc and the body of the grip head for maximum surface area contact. Turn the grip head's handle clockwise until secure. Loosen the knob closest to the mounting stud and extend the boom to your desired length. Place your counterweight on your hook. Place your lighting fixture on the baby pin at the end of the boom. Easy tie a section of the safety cable to the flash. Now take the rest of the safety cable and secure it to the boom with a combi clamp. Loosen up the bolt that prevents the boom from sliding through the sleeve. Now with one hand on the boom at all times, loosen the grip head just a little bit and slide the boom through the sleeve until the boom is balanced. If the load is too heavy, you will need more counterweight. If the load is too light, you will need less. Now that your load is properly balanced, tighten your grip head and you're ready to shoot. A few safety considerations. First of all, make sure you use a stand with a load capacity strong enough to support the weight of the boom itself, the counterweight, and the weight of your light fixture. This boom only has a 6.5 pound capacity. When possible, I always recommend a roller stand as it is safer and easier to move your rig. Secondly, if you're not comfortable rigging the boom yourself, get someone to assist you. Lastly, but very important, use a safety cable to secure your load to the boom. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. When it comes to your vision and your grip equipment, at Kupo, we like to say, never let go.